Now we move on to the featherweight division. We got John Hancock going against Nick Spinks. And Spinks fighting out of nearby Zanesville, Ohio. And Hancock fighting out of Springfield. So should be a tremendous fight here in the featherweight division here at OFC 22.
And we send it up to Nick Hahn to bring out our first fighter.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome the fighter out of the red corner, John Hancock.
John Hancock comes in with a record of 0-1 tonight. He lost in February by KO here. So for John Hancock here, he's working on his stand-up. He has a year of jiu-jitsu under his belt here. So it's been very interesting. He's worked on some stand-up. Where is he going to want this fight? That'll be very interesting to see. Again, a filling out process here. He likes the arm bar. That's his favorite submission. So we'll see if he wants to get to the ground and look to submit Nick Spinks here tonight.
John Hancock, only 23 years old, representing Dragonborn MMA. Jeremy Nicely and Jake Miller in the corner, getting him ready for this fight. Hancock stated he focused a lot on the road work. You know, and I think that's always interesting, Milan, when you get into the cage, you know, there's a lot of factors you can't control, such as what your opponent's done and what your opponent intends on doing when you get in there. But the things that you can is your preparation, your road work, your cardio. And Hancock took that very seriously.
Absolutely, and we'll see if it pays off here tonight. Hancock, again, he lost his last fight by knockout in February, so he's itching to get back in the cage. It's going to be about an 8-month layoff when things when he finally takes the cage here. So very anxious, very calm when we spoke with him before the fight here tonight. So he's at peace, but also looking to do some damage once he gets inside this cage.
Hancock makes his way inside the cage. We send it back to Nick Hahn to bring out his opponent.
All right, his opponent out of the blue corner, Nick Spinks.
Nick Spinks, for one fight only, he's the perfect solution. 28 years old from Zanesville, Ohio, fighting out of the old camp of Independent Milan. The tail of the tape is all yours.
All right, Nick Spinks, a little bit older, but not as experienced, at least in MMA, but he does have a boxing background here. So both guys very similar in size. Hancock a little bit younger, obviously, but again, Spinks, he has a boxing background. He's going to want to keep this fight on the feet, whereas Hancock, he's been working on his stand-up, but he wants to show off his submission skills as well. So this might be a classic grappler versus striker matchup. And Nick Spinks, he wants to end this fight early. He's looking for a knockout. We already have one knockout in the books here. Let's get another.
I'm excited to see the hands of that man, Nick Spinks. Debut, but extensive amateur background in the Golden Gloves art of boxing. We send it up to Nick Hahn for the official introductions.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this fight is scheduled for three-minute rounds in the OFC featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist with an MMA record of no wins with 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighed 143 pounds. Fighting out of Dragonborn MMA in Hillsboro, Ohio, John Hancock. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a freestyle fighter in his first career MMA fight. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighed 142 pounds. Fighting out of Zanesville, Ohio, Nick, the Perfect Solution Spinks. And when the action begins, the referee is the Dr. Todd Augusta.
Nick Spinks in the white. John Hancock in the black. Todd Augusta, third man in the cage. OFC22, Ryan Cavanaugh along with Milan Jordan. The fighters touch gloves. Spinks catches a leg kick overhand right, and it's Hancock looking for the takedown, and Spinks, the boxer, going for the guillotine.
Looks like he's got his synced in there pretty well. And right up against the cage, right in front of our broadcast position here.
Hancock gave him the thumbs up, so he might be safe for the time being. And you see him go to full guard, lock the legs up to Spinks. That's going to put more pressure on the neck of Hancock.
Be interested to see how long Spinks can keep this going. But again, his boxing and even a wrestling background in high school, his cardio is tremendous. So it's early in the fight here. And the fact that neither guy is sweaty, he's able to clench this in for a while.
Hancock just moved to half guard, and right now he's really not in danger. Spinks may want to let this go because all he's doing is tiring himself out. Using it to stand up, another good tool. Yeah,
and Hancock here looking to get back up now as he get back on the ground in front of the cage there. But again, Spinks not letting go, trying to get that choke in. As now we see Hancock starting to get turned loose from it.
One way to relieve the pressure is if Hancock puts his left arm over the shoulder of Spinks, but right now he's not in any danger.
No, now we see Spinks is just content on trying to keep that up, but he was in the clincher, and you see Hancock hanging out for dear life in his ankle.
Spinks looking to land some big shots, but it's Hancock now in the guard of Spinks. Spinks with one arm, he's got to connect his hands. It looks like he has. Really digging, locks up the guard. Can Nick Spinks finish Hancock here in the first?
With Spinks, he needed to maybe put some pressure on the back of Hancock's head there to really get that artery closed there and make him tap.
Hancock now in the guard of Nick Spinks, and Spinks again digging. This is very difficult to hit this from here. Hancock taking some deep breaths.
Yeah, Hancock spent this entire fight trying to fight out of a chokehold here, and he's not in really any real danger right now, but he has to calculate his next move. The timing will be key. Because if he doesn't get out at the right moment, Spinks will just cinch that choke up even tighter.
Standing guillotine, but there's no pressure. And it's Hancock who goes for the guillotine. Turnabout fair play. John Hancock has turned the tables on Nick Spinks. Standing guillotine, no arms in. A knee, I don't know if that landed, but John Hancock. And the question now is how much has Nick Spinks tired himself out digging for that submission?
Exactly there. So, and at this point now, he's just, final 20 seconds of the round here. Spinks now just looking to get into the second round here as now they're going towards center. If you're Hancock, that's where you want this fight to go now.
And he taps him out. John Hancock just finished Spinks by submission.
Wow, very impressive comeback win for John Hancock. A signature win, if you will. Nick Spinks, it was just a case where he went for the choke early on, and eventually, as time wore on, he just eventually wore out. And Hancock, to his credit, bought some time. Knew he very smart fight from Hancock there to get out of that chokehold. And once he was able to get out and felt that Spinks was a little tired, he's able to get up and come away with the submission win himself.
Wow. How about the resolve of John Hancock fighting through over a minute and a half as we take a look at the finish here, Milan.
Yeah, you see John Hancock here able to move the fight to the center of the cage here. He was against the cage, but he wanted to move to the center of the cage there and eventually just get choked out. Nick Spinks there, great win for John Hancock.
Fighters are in the cage with Nick Hahn to make it official.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the referee has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 51 seconds in the very first round, declaring your winner by tap out due to a guillotine, John Hancock.
Let's go cage side with Ryan, who's in with the winner of this fight.
What a fight. John, I've got to ask you, you were in the guillotine choke by Mr. Spinks for over a minute and a half. Were you at any point close to tapping?
No. He wasn't holding it very well.
I'm sorry?
He didn't have it very well. I mean, I got lightheaded, but...
Someone who did have it in very well was you. Did you know you had him caught? As soon as you caught it at him, did you know you were going to tap him with it?
No, I was trying to break it, see if he'd throw at me so I could shoot under him, but I just started throwing knees.
Whatever you decide to do, it worked. You're now 1-1 in the cage. Anybody out there you would like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my coach, Jeremy Nisley, and my best friend, Jake Miller, who helped me out tons with this fight, and my wife. And that's it.
That sounds good. Guys, put your hands together one more time. John Hancock.